Good morning, gorgeous people. How are you all doing today? I do hope you are well. Hope you are managing to stay, I don't know whether warm is the right word, relatively warm. Yay! So, a little catch up. Hang on, a little sip of tea. I'm trying a new tea today. It's a bit hot, yeah, to really taste. We'll come on to that in a second. Yeah, I thought we'd have a little quick catch up following up from a couple of things in a previous video. My thermals have arrived. They're just like, leggings, thermal long johns. They're not proper long johns because they don't have the opening at the front. Long johns for chaps. But, oh my goodness, they've made a huge difference. Can't get over the difference they've made. Now, I'm going to give you some details about them in a second in case you want some too. This is not sponsored, of course it's not. What I liked, I went to Marks and Spencer's just because, look, I know them, I trust them. Now, there is a Marks and Spencer's that I could go to in person, but it's a bus ride away. Excuse me. It's a bus ride away, so it's going to cost me £3.30 in bus fare. Actually, that's pretty much the same as what I paid for the postage, but it's that thing of I could get there and they wouldn't have my size, and then I'd be doing it online anyway. So I went straight online. So I presume they have the same for men there, but if you have a look on their web page, there's actually a whole category for thermals. Brilliant. And what I liked was they use a sort of a thermometer icon to show you how, the varying degrees of thermal, because some thermals are much lighter weight, not necessarily actually the physical weight, but their thermal quality, how warm you're going to be. So I went for the 2 thermometers, which is the warmest. And I was about to chuck this away and I thought, oh no, I'll keep it so I can share. What I liked was the packaging is mostly cardboard. There was a hook, a little plastic hook at the top. And it does say, hook, do not recycle. Card, recycle. So it's halfway to the recycling bin and I suddenly thought, oh, I'll share it with you. And talking of recycling, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but because I don't have a garden here, I don't have any frontage, as it were. The door opens straight into the high street. And it's the case for all the flats above all the shops on this street. We do not have refuse collection, rubbish collection, like everybody else. So next time you're taking out the recycling into your front yard and complaining about it, think on this. So for our rubbish collection, we have a designated time and a designated spot on the street. So for me, it's up the hill away. It's not far, but it's up the hill. And I am only allowed to put my refuse out. I can do it either Sunday or Monday. I have 2 days to choose from. But I have to put it out after 11 at night or before 6 the next morning. It's like, we don't want to see rubbish on our street. Just, do it in the dead of night. It's a bit of a pain in the aspidistra. And of course, taking my rubbish out, I don't make a huge amount of rubbish, but I do make quite a lot of recycling. And what it means is I've got to take it down all 60 stairs, come out the front door, go up the hill in the dead of night and put it on my designated collection spot. So I was due to do that on Sunday night. I'm not sure when you're going to see this. I think the videos are coming out all over the shop as I'm just getting on with making. It doesn't really have much of a taste. This one is one of the... I noticed this is from day 3. I'll talk about that separately. Yeah, not much of a taste, but not unpleasant, but it just hot water. So I was due to do it on Sunday, and I don't know what time it was, about 7 or 8 o'clock Sunday evening it started snowing and it was quite heavy, and oh my goodness, you know what, because it's slightly uphill, I'm not going to say I was cosy in the flat, but I was hunkered down in the flat. I looked out the window. It's very pretty out there, really pretty. And I just thought, you know what? I am not going out tonight at 11 o'clock in a snowstorm, freezing cold, to take my recycling up the hill. So I'll just sit on it for another week. It's in the corner. I mean, there's not too much, and I will add to it over the coming days, but yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Next time you have to go and take some cardboard out and put it in your recycling bin in your front garden at any time that you want. Just spare a thought for those of us who can only do it at night. Anyway, down a load of stairs and up a hill. Yes, so back to the thermals. I opted for the one with 2 thermometers because it really is horribly cold in the flat at the moment. They arrived, and I wondered about the postage, but they were sent by one of the couriers. I think it's Hermes, although they're not Hermes now, are they? It's a courier company in the UK. And I got an email to say that they tried to deliver on Sunday, but I wasn't here. I blimming well was here. I was here all day. I ain't going out at the moment. Anyway, they then repeated attempt number 2. It was Monday morning. They arrived. Great. And of course I was here. I'm at home, unless I'm in the... Well, anyway. Ripped them open, put a pair on, and oh my goodness, it was instant. It was absolute. I can't actually show you this on screen, but they're incredibly soft. They're not fluffy, but it sort of almost feels, it's like it sort of has the quality of being fluffy. So literally, instantly, I put them on. I could feel the difference. Oh my goodness, I'm not taking them off ever. Now the great thing as well, I mentioned that I'd looked on the website and it said model is wearing the model is 5'10", and they went to her ankles. They go right down to my feet. Brilliant, because for the last few days I've been wandering around in. If I'm at home, I'm wearing like 2 sets of pyjama bottoms, like fluffy fleecy pyjama bottoms, but of course they're that far away from my feet, so I've got long socks on, but there's a point at which there's no pyjama and there's no sockage, so it's like, oh, anyway, they are absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend them. So having put them on, it was like instantly gorgeous. The ones I got were called Thermal Heat Gen, trademark, plus fleece leggings. That's there if you want to make a note. It says of them, machine washable, gentle on the skin with soft seams. They really are. It almost feels like I'm not wearing them, apart from the fact that I was going to say warm. I'm not warm. I'm not freezing. Literally I put them on and it was probably the first time in about 48 hours I stopped shivering. Apart from when I'm in bed. Don't shiver in bed, boiling in bed. But it says it's made with responsibly produced fibres, spun using wood from responsibly managed forests, processed using renewable energy, Lensing and Eco Vero. They're both trademarked. Don't know what that is. I might look some up. But yeah, highly, highly recommend. Now, in the meantime, excuse me, coming on to the top half. Oh, and also just on bottom half. Oh, I'll tell you about my bottom half in a minute. So in the meantime, thank you. A couple of you have kindly sent some Christmas money to me. And it's so lovely. It's your way of saying thank you to me for company for the year. But oh my goodness, it's not necessary, but it's most welcome. And I knew instantly, that's it. I'm going to get some thermal tops. Because this bulk, it's the bulk. I feel so hampered doing things. I'm grateful to have layers. I'm grateful to have clothes. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not comfortable. So I thought, brilliant. They do a matching, a matching top. However, I went online and when was it? Was it yesterday? It doesn't matter. I went online. They've sold out. I'm not surprised. So I have ordered 2 tops, but they're only 1 thermometer rather than 2. But I figure my torso is generally warmer anyway, because that's where all my organs are. That's my blood's working hard to keep that warm. And what I'm hoping will be that I'll put one of the thermal tops on and I'll be able to go down to, say, 3 or 4 layers indoors rather than 4 or 5 layers. So yeah, I'm hoping they'll arrive in the next couple of days or so. But yeah, really, really pleased. I know that there's a ton of you live in cold places. I know a lot of my friends in North America, you kind of, I mean, it gets to October, that's it, you go into your thermals. Don't blame you. But it has made me think, actually, that, you know, obviously I was saying the other day, I hate spending money, but what a great investment. I mean, I think these are literally going to be lifesavers this winter. And of course, they'll be there for all the winters to come. And next year, I don't know that our prices will have come down, so we're going to be in a similar situation. But even, you know, let's say prices came down massively and they got to the same levels they were a couple of years ago, maybe in my thermals I wouldn't reach to turn the heating on quite so quickly in future. You know, in the past, it gets down to sort of 17, 18. I hate it. Put the heating on. I want it at 20, 21, 22. But I certainly think, I mean, at the moment, 17 would feel like a luxury. But yeah, so I think in future, when we get into the winter, I will just kind of think, well, it's time to put my thermals on, rather than thinking, oh, it's time to put the heating on. Chuffed. Yeah, it's saying about something else down below. I'm wearing slippers. Now, I never wear slippers. These are my slippers. You know, kind of pretty nondescript, just a nice little wool. Actually, they're kind of cute. They're sort of like sort of almost Christmassy, aren't they? I've never worn slippers. I can't stand it. I'm always barefoot. By barefoot, I mean in the summer, completely barefoot, no socks. Winter, I'm normally 1, maybe 2 pairs of socks. A skinny pair of socks, and then over the top, a thick woolly pair of socks. These slippers are because of Aunty Teapot. Yes, Aunty Teapot's with us again. Oh my goodness. It drove her nuts, almost insane, that I would be barefoot. Now, in the summer, she didn't seem to mind in the house, but if I was heading towards the garden, she'd say, put some shoes on. And he'd say, yes, of course, I'm going to put some shoes on for the garden because there's a lot of brambles out there. It's very prickly. Yes, of course, I'm going to put some shoes on for the garden, Aunty Teapot. But yeah, barefoot in the house, didn't mind so much. But as soon as the temperature dropped, you know, as we would get into autumn, she'd say, you need to put some slippers on. You can't be walking around just in socks. Get some slippers. And we'd just go on and on. It'd be like every time I was there, I'm going to buy you some slippers. No, okay, Aunty Teapot, you are not buying me slippers. I will get some slippers. So these slippers, I bought them, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, just to appease Aunty Teapot. But obviously, pardon me, oh, is that the tea that's making me feel a bit burpy? I don't know. Yeah, when I started to clear the house out, I had my own bedroom there. Not much in it. It's basically a bed. Little, you know, my little teeny tiny mid-century modern little fold-away side table that I've got by the sofa. I had that here, and then I took it down there to use as a little nightstand with a lamp on it, and then otherwise I just had a little table in there, but also the slippers. So yeah, when I was clearing the house out, sorting out, like, that's going to charity, that's going to a shelter, And the slippers were at the side of my bed, and I thought, oh, I might as well bring them back with me to London. I'm jolly glad I did now, because, I'm a slipper convert. They make so much difference. I've only got 2 pairs of socks on today, and then the slippers, it's like instantly more comfortable. I hadn't realised just how cold the floor is. So yeah, that's it. I'm a slipper girl now, a slipper convert. Right, talking of other, let's have also catching up from the other day, turning the fridge and the freezer off. So, no, it's not worked out quite as I hoped. So I rejigged the 2 freezers that are on in order to make a little tiny bit of space to put the corn. So I did that. As soon as I turned the camera off, I did that, get the freezer off, turn the fridge off. Great. So with the fridge stuff, I took it outside my front door, down the steps away. But I don't know, I think it was the next day, I was having cheese with something, I can't remember what it was, but the cheese felt a bit rubbery, bendy, sweaty almost. And I thought, I don't think it's cold enough out here. So I took my thermometer, I put it out in the hall, and the temperature, it was 10 degrees. And I thought, so it's the same as the flat. And I thought, I don't think that's cold enough. So I went online, I went and checked, I think it was on the Curry's website, and it said that our fridges should be between 3 and 5 degrees. So I thought, crikey, that's not cold enough. And I'm not, it's food, I'm not going to mess about with that. A, it's expensive and it's precious to me, and B, I don't want to give myself a tummy upset by eating food that hasn't been stored properly. So I did shove it out onto the roof. I couldn't do it in the crate because the crate wouldn't fit through the aperture. But oh God, I mean, within 48 hours, I just thought, this is it's not practical, and it was really making me fed up. Because, for example, I had to go, sorry about that. I have to go out my front door, go down half a flight of stairs, then get onto all fours to get through this little bit of space to just get stuff, to grab it from the roof, come back in, get up from all fours, which, by the way, I find really, really difficult now. I have to do it in an almost yoga way. I have to sort of push with my hands and with my bottom going up, rather like downward facing dog, that you would do as part of your sun salutation. Get myself up, come back up the stairs, back through my front door, and carry. And I just thought, you know what, this isn't worth it, because I'm sure I know actually from comments, there's a load of you who have arthritis too, and the cold just makes everything so much stiffer and more painful. And it was just this is I know it sounds stupid. If you're fit and mobile, you will not understand, but some of you, it's so painful to just go down half a flight of stairs, never mind the getting down on my knees on all fours. Just doing the stairs, it's so painful. There were moments when I was thinking, I would be doing a bit of cooking, and I think, I've left something down. I'd think, you know what, I'm just going to cook without it. I can't face doing that bit of stairs again. And I thought, you know what, that's not tenable. And certainly, when the temperature warms up again, I think in 2 weeks' time, I think they've said, I looked at the forecast, and the daytime temperatures are going to be around 7 or 8 degrees. So hopefully in here, it'll get back up to about 12 or 13. I cannot face that palaver for the next 3 months. No way, Jose. Now, quite a few of you suggested, and it is such a good idea, but why I can't do it. A load of you suggested that I get empty water bottles, freeze the water in the bottles, put a couple of bottles in the fridge with the fridge shut, because obviously a fridge is very well insulated, and that would suffice. The only thing is, I don't have room in my freezers to freeze water. I don't even have room in the freezer to freeze even the tiniest water bottle. So the other option is, okay, yeah, maybe I could freeze them outside. I might give that a go, but that would only work obviously if we are below freezing. Anyway, the long and the short is I've put the fridge back on. You know, life's too short to be in such misery, and you know, I'm grateful that I can put my fridge back on and just accept that the bill is going to go back up a bit because of that. Keep my food safe and spare myself the horror. It was becoming horror. I'm not kidding. Spare myself the horror of having to climb stairs and get on my knees for my food. Ridiculous. Anyway, so tea time. This one. Yeah. Now that I've got to the bottom of the cup, it's kind of, it's stronger. It's kind of almost cold now, but me no likey. I don't like that one. That's got, it's almost like, it's like I imagine, I've never tried it, but if I drunk the water after boiling greens. Anyway, that one was from the Third. It was clean matcha green. Now, I was really keen to try this one because I've never tried matcha, anything with matcha in it. And I mean, I'd never even heard of matcha until a few years ago, and someone was using it on the Great British Bake Off. It's beautiful green colour. And then recently I saw an advert. What was it for? Tia Maria. That's such a 70s drink, isn't it? Does anyone drink Tia Maria still? I just think of that as being something that if I had posh friends and their parents had a drinks cabinet, oh my God, you know, the home bar of the 70s. Anyway, Tia Maria does a green one. That though, I was reading on the, do you know what it is? It's like, I'm imagining damp socks. Yeah. Sorry. Now, it says on the back, a lemony green tea with nettle and fennel. Now, I like nettle and I like fennel. I didn't get them coming through. Doesn't say matcha on that one. But coming up on the 8th, I've got, it's Supreme Matcha Green. And it does say it's a whole leaf green tea with finest matcha. So maybe that one does have matcha. Anyway, I've been really, really loving this. Thank you so much, Hannah. And by the way, it's not me being churlish or ungrateful if I don't like one of the teas. I can't like everything. So before the trolls have a go at me saying that I'm an ungrateful little wretch for not liking every single tea, nobody likes every single tea. So what I love about this, though, is I'm trying different teas that I wouldn't normally, because Pukka, teas are expensive. So my go-to teas are peppermint and chamomile. Not peppermint and chamomile, peppermint and chamomile. I get them from Lidl. I can't remember how much they cost because literally a box of each will probably last me a year. I really, really don't do much hot drinking, although I am these days, partly because of this, but also because of the cold. So I actually looked up, I went online this morning to check the price of a box of Pukka teas, and they are at Sainsbury's, so I'm guessing that's probably what they are in most places. Perhaps in small independent stores, like my health food shop downstairs, they might be a bit more. But at Sainsbury's, they are £3.30. So I guess that's about $4 or so. That's for 20 bags. Now, some of the boxes come and it's all the same tea. Every bag is the same. they do some kind of selection boxes where it's either 4 or 5 different types of tea. So you're going to get either 5 or 4 bags of each of the different teas. But that's what I mean. What I love about this is they are expensive, these teas. They are expensive. I think the little one's probably more like £1 a box for a box of 20. They're expensive, and it's a bit expensive if you don't know that you're going to love them. It's an expensive experiment, let's put it that way. So this is a lovely way. I mean, it's a lovely gift, full stop. It's all the colour. So I've got it hanging in the kitchen. Just brought it in here today because I don't know whether you've seen this video yet. I don't know where all the videos are, but I've moved. All operations now are in this room, apart from cooking and washing. But otherwise, the kitchen door is shut, bathroom door is shut. Everything is just concentrated in this one room. So this is now my computer table, it's my sewing table, it's my parcel making table. Yes, colour, expensive. I lost my train of thought, yeah. So this is a really lovely way to try, my belly grumbled, to try all sorts of different ones. And like I said, I'm not gonna, I've taped Hannah's letter onto the back so I can reread it at the end of my calendar. We're not going to like every single one, but it might be that I find a couple in here that I've never tried before that I really love, and I think, well, you know what, as a treat, if my sister says to me, for instance, I want to treat you to something, what would you like? I can say, oh, can you buy me a box of Pukka Love? Because that would be a real treat for me, but it's not too expensive for her if she wants to buy me a treat. Yay! So what have we had so far? We've had, on day 1, I'll rattle through these a bit. We had 3 ginger, and what I love is that as you take each bag off, you get almost like a little poem on the back. It's such a lovely, lovely thing, and it's been a lovely way to start the day. So what I did, I pulled the first 7 off, and I've just popped them in my little bowl, and then I've started now. So I'm now from the 9th. I'm having them every day in order, but I'm kind of going backwards in time. I'm not making sense. Sharp, Vivi, just get on with it. Right, so on day 1, it's 3 ginger, and the little poem was, a trio of golden warmth to start, to settle you and warm your heart. Ingredients, ginger, galangal, and golden turmeric. What were my thoughts on this one? I've called it scratchy water. It was now I should say to start with, I'm not a fan of ginger. So when I have my honey and lemon in the morning with, fresh lemon and a bit of honey and turmeric, and people say, oh, add ginger, it's really good for you. I don't add ginger because I don't really like it. The first couple of sips, I thought, oh, it's a really, really, really mild ginger taste. And actually, that was quite nice. But then it suddenly hits the back of the throat. And that's why I called it scratchy water. It felt like it was scratching the back of my throat. So no, I'm not going to buy a box of scratchy water. No, thank you. On the second, it said, feel new. And the poem, here are herbs to help renew, clearing the way for you to feel you. I love that. This is a fusion of aniseed, fennel and cardamom. I thought, crikey, there's some major strong players in the flavour world, aren't they? But actually, this was really subtle. Again, not subtle as in, oh, I'm just drinking. Like the one I've literally just had, that matcha, that's so subtle. That's just like hot water infused with socks. It was subtle, but in a lovely way. And it was, what have I written here? Warming, gentle spices. So yeah, I really liked that one. Just that to me would be a really lovely sort of afternoon tea. Perhaps after one has had lunch and is maybe if you've had a bit of a carbohydrate-rich lunch and you're kind of having that sort of afternoon slump, that, I think it's quite a nice fresh one. Okay, Old Socks we've just had, but what was the poem? So this was Green Matcha. A delicate cup of lemony green, all sparkles and light, clean and serene. Okay, I disagree, didn't like it. What I've not had yet, number 4, is, I think I've tried this one before. It's chamomile, vanilla and manuka honey. Now I seem to remember there was a sweetness, puddinginess to it that I didn't like. I can't remember, I'll try it again and I'll let you know. But the poem, oh, sit softly with flowers, sweet vanilla and honey to ease the hour. That I'll do that one for bed tonight, a bedtime one. Then, what day are we on now? 5 is, I'm only going to bring you up to date. I'm not going to do the whole calendar today, don't worry. In case you're thinking, wind it up, wind it up. Day 5, 3 fennel. It's got wild fennel, sweet fennel and fennel leaf. Well, I love fennel. Famous fennel, herb of dining, cut 3 wells to quell entertaining. They haven't quite got the scan or the rhyme. That's probably a good post food tea as well. Yeah, I might have that one after a tea. Now this one, this was one that I know I didn't like a couple of years ago, the peppermint and licorice. You see, the weird thing is I like peppermint and I like licorice, but together they were just vile. But maybe my taste buds have changed, like I said the other day, so I'll give it a go. The minty sweet way to end after eating, guilt-free drinks for endless treating. We'll see. Day 7, and then we're coming into the ones I have actually tried, so I can tell you. Day 7 is lemon, ginger, and manuka honey. So it's almost like the drink I make for myself in the morning. When things can feel a little raw, a lullaby of lemon and honeyed warmth. Oh, a welcoming cup of spicy sweet bliss. I'm kind of looking forward to trying that. The other ingredients might help to any gingeriness that I don't like. Because like I said, that first day, day 1 with the ginger, I liked that initial taste. It was the scratching at the back I didn't like. Then we get to, excuse me, day 8, that's the one that's got the matcha. I'm really looking forward to trying it. Oh, emerald green and full of light. A cup to make every morning bright. Love that. Okay, this one I did have, day 9. It's turmeric gold. The golden queen of turmeric is here, cloaked in her power to set you fair. I may have to say here more poshly. The golden queen of turmeric is here, cloaked in her power to set you fair. Oh dear. I made notes, like I said. It wasn't for me. It's funny because I do put turmeric in my drink in the morning, but yeah, this one is not one I'm going to have again. I've written in the back, no, in capital letters. This one, it tasted like, okay, imagine, you know, you go to your grand's house, and you know what grands are like. They never chuck anything out, do they? Go right to the back of the spice cupboard, and you'll see an old spice jar, like what was that brand? Schwartz? Is it? I want to say Schwarzkopf. That's Kopf's head. That's a hair thing, isn't it? Schwartz. Anyway, you know the one I mean. Go right to the back of the cupboard and find one, and you'll see on it, the best before date is 1974, and it's still in the back of the cupboard. And there's just the tiniest dreg in the bottom. It's not even turmeric, any spice, but it's been in the cupboard for 50 years with the lid screwed on. Pour some boiling water in it and drink it. That's what my immediate thought was. It's like some really old, stale spice jar that you've just added hot water to and drunk. No, no thank you, turmeric gold. Day 10. Oh yes, this one I quite enjoyed too. This one is called Fresh Start. I think in their selection boxes, I think these are probably in the same selection box. So I've said that on day 2 that was really subtle. Now we're into day 10, and this one was subtle as well. So I think it might be a nice, that might be a nice mixed box to have. Day 10, it's simply called Fresh Start, and it includes lemon and fennel. Lemon and fennel, herbs at play. The perfect way to start your day. And what did I make notes of? Ah, yes. So I said it's very subtle. They're all very subtle. A very subtle, it's gentle, it's fresh. And my note was, yes, a nice morning cuppa. Fresh Start. Great. So does that bring me up to date? 10. No, because I think today's the 11th. What's the 11th? Oh yes, so today it's Blackcurrant Beauty, which is deliciously deep purple fruits to help you glow inside and out. And the little poem, real beauty lies within, purple fruits to let it shine. Fab. So I will have that later this afternoon. But yeah, I think it's been a really thoroughly wonderful, enjoyable gift. Thank you so much, Hannah and Reuben. Really enjoying it, and like I said, you know, it's one of those things where there's no way I'd go into the shop and buy, because I think this is probably going across 5 or 6 or 7 of their different boxes. If you tried all that, that would be 21. You know, it'd be over 20 quid, 25 quid or something. So this, I think I'm going to copy. I think I'm going to get one of these for my sister next year. I think she would enjoy it. It's a lovely way to just find out, oh, I do like that one and I do like that one. And just, you know, a bit different, because let's face it, we can all get stuck in our ways, can't we? And I'm very much stuck in my peppermint and chamomile. I mean, over the years ago, I used to drink far more tea, hot drinks, and I used to do all sorts of different flavours, if you like. I used to really like the leafy ones are slightly more bitter, so nettle, raspberry leaf, caution with raspberry leaf. Look, it's something I'm always saying, just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe. Raspberry leaf is infamous for women who are a couple of days overdue delivering their baby. It can induce contractions, I think. So yeah, try things, but be careful. I think it goes without saying, doesn't it? If you're pregnant, you check everything that's going to go into your body. But yeah, right, I'm getting cold. I'm getting really cold, so I think I need to wrap it up here. I need to move around a bit, pop my hat back on. I have been wearing a hat indoors. I'm being sensible. I don't know why. I mean, this is a bit weird, but I can't stand filming with a hat on. I don't know whether it just, you know, blocks my ears a bit or something, and therefore I can't get an idea of, you know, volume, projection, whatever. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting cold. I think let's go and have another cup of tea. What's next in the queue? We'll do, shaking a bit now, not Camilla, chamomile, vanilla and honey. Move around a bit. And then I've also, so I'm going to maybe do that video straight away now. I've also done the first part of my, my £40 food bank shop. I've done the first half. Alex, but it's in 2 halves, but it's kind of prompted some memories as well. So I thought, yeah, let's do that today. Then after I've done it, I can take it to the food bank and then go and get the second half of the buy. Yeah, I'm cold. Right, see you all really, really soon, I hope. Please, please, please look after yourselves. Yeah, that's it. Look after yourselves and each other. Be kind to one another. See you soon. Cheerio.